Hi everybody, Eddie here and welcome back to King's Court. And whoo, are we happy today, right Clipper fans? I mean, a lot of things went the right way for the Clippers on the second half of the game. Defensively, it looks like all the Clippers from the first man to the last man. I guess it's a 9-man rotation, 8 or 9, but this team is locked in. It looks locked in, and hopefully this continues because the only way the Clippers are going to win is if we keep Devin Booker and Chris Paul from scoring. DeAndre Ayton as well was kept at a minimum. We minimized those lobs. We cut Devin Booker's mid-range game, and Chris Paul's as well. Crazy because this team is offensively gifted. Even the role players, they were cold after the first half. In the first half, obviously Cam Johnson, and it feels like Jay Crowder just couldn't miss. And on the second half of the game, Clippers, they dialed it up. They did not slow it down. They dialed it up, and that's exactly what you want to see from the Clippers. But let's break it down, shall we? Right off the get-go, Paul George was aggressive, as you would want him to be, especially him being the only superstar on the Clippers roster. But man, was he not in it for the first few minutes? I think it was Reggie Jackson that hit the first bucket or two, and I will say about at the 7-minute mark, DeMarcus was typically the first man or one of the first men that comes into the game after Zubac checks out. Ooh, it couldn't have worked out better for the Clippers. Because when DeMarcus, he goes in, he'll give you a good few points, and I've covered that, but he did not show up, and I like it. He's not too good on the long term of the game. He, of course, gives some guys more rest, but if it costs you the game, why even play such a player? DeMarcus Cousins, like I said, he cares more about his reputation than he does about being a good basketball player anymore. I think even he knows he's never going to reach the level that he once was. So it's important that he adjusts his game and his attitude and takes a few pointers from Dwight Howard. Howard had to sit back and do something else. He didn't have to be the post scorer anymore, so DeMarcus Cousins should definitely look into that. That is if he wants to stay long term in the NBA. I'm pretty sure a baller like him would love to play as long as he could, so he keeps getting that bag. Now, I want to emphasize this little piece of Rajon Rondo still showing up to the game. I guess with the small forward shortage that the Clippers have, just put in Rondo. He shouldn't be playing too much. I think it was about an 11-point lead, and then when Rondo checks in, what was it, about 3 turnovers in maybe 3 minutes? He gets the ball back to the Suns so they could cut the lead into what was it? They could trail by 3. Oh man. Rajon Rondo, he did not have the worst plus minus of the game. That goes to Nick Batum. Crazy. But Rajon Rondo definitely just does not do enough good to the game to, put the Clippers in a good position. As I reiterated before, numerous times. I've gone up here and bashed Rondo so many times, it's ridiculous. I think Tyronn Lue should see that Rondo shouldn't be playing so many minutes. He doesn't do anything for the offense. He dribbles up the ball past the half court. Then he's like, all right, who wants it? Who wants it, guys? Marcus, you want it? No? All right. You? George? Oh, wait, he's on the bench. Let's see. I don't know, man. Who wants it? That's all Rondo does. And it's sad to see because, as you know, the Clippers gave up Lou Williams, a certified bucket getter for the Clippers way back when, and now doing it for the Hawks. Oh, you would love that bench scoring if he was still around. Unfortunately, that's not the case, so I guess the Clippers just done messed that up. We were better off with just having Lou Williams through and through. But still, I believe Rondo shouldn't get too many minutes. Please just play him for just a few minutes and then bring back Paul George, Terrence Mann, Luke Kennard, Patrick Beverly, anybody else. Yogi Ferrell, I'm still holding out hope that Tyronn Lue is going to unleash him. I hope it happens soon. He may not be the best defensive player out there, but he will get a bucket. And I'm shocked we have not seen Patrick Patterson. I would assume he'd be out there at least for perimeter scoring, because when I saw Patrick Patterson checking in regularly, he got his buckets. And it's crazy because although he's not the best player by far, I feel he had enough credibility to warrant a spot in the rotation. At this point of the playoffs, he's been with the Clippers for a while now. You would assume he'd get some minutes. I don't know, man. At least if you're not going to get the defense from Rondo or Cousins, why not just play the offense and go to Yogi Ferrell and Patrick Patterson, who will open up the floor and give, what's his name, DeAndre Ayton and maybe Dario Saric a little bit of trouble. Let's just try it out, Tyronn Lue. But you're the man that's come back from so many playoff deficits. I will just shut my mouth and hopefully you figure it out yourselves, Tyronn Lue. Paul George didn't have a great game. As much as people would like to highlight his 27, 8, and 6, he didn't have a great game. He's had way better ones. Of course, this is still, superstar numbers. But if you look at the percentages and if the eye, you did a little eye test in the fourth quarter. Ooh, it was not pretty. It was not pretty. And I hope he picks it up soon. Of course, that's what you'd love to do. What you'd love to see from a Clipper team. But let's just tackle it on for the next one. Reggie Jackson, of course, being that little spike that we need, hitting those buckets, and Terrence Mann all of a sudden turning it on. I strongly feel Kawhi Leonard, once he went down to the locker room for the Clippers halftime talk, I feel he's told something to Terrence Mann. Terrence Mann, right out the gate, after the second half started, he was on it. Everywhere I saw his name, Mann, and his number 14 jersey. That's what you love to see from your younger guys, the guys that still have the legs, that could still run and take the hits. That's exactly what you want to see from Terrence Mann, and I hope he continues it for the next game. That being said, Staples, I'm ashamed of Staples Center. Stephen A was right. For any of those that saw First Take this morning, he was right on the money about Staples Center. The Clippers fans just are not electrifying at all. Game 6, of course they were there, but Game 3 last night, it was an awful crowd. You would assume that this team would have a great crowd by now, especially with the seats all filled. I don't know, man. I'll buy the LA traffic. I live here, but it's no excuse to not give your team the energy. I would love to make it to a game. Hopefully, if it comes down to it, I'll go to a game 6 by myself. Say what's up if you see me. Anyway, tonight we got the Hawks and Bucks. Oh, but before I move on to that, Clippers 3-point shooting, gotta pick it up. So many missed shots early and even late. So many missed shots. I could have sworn sometimes Patrick Beverly was hitting every shot. No, he only hit 2 of 6 3-point shots. Nick Batum, I saw a couple good looks from him. Luckily, Luke Kennard, he was not cold from 3 whatsoever. He missed, I remember, at least 1 or 2. But that 4-point play, that guy can stroke it from 3. Luke, the Duke Kennard. But yes, now let's move on to the game 2 in Milwaukee between the Hawks and Bucks. I strongly feel that the Bucks will bounce back. Uh, they'll certainly come out a little stronger than they did last game. Of course, the Hawks are going to do whatever they can to still suppress Giannis and Drew Holiday and keep Brook Lopez away from the paint and maybe run him off the three. But I don't think it's going to be enough. The Hawks, as amazing as they've been, I think the Bucks are going to take this one. I don't think the Bucks are going to allow themselves to lose 2 games at home, and I would almost bet on it. I don't see the Bucks being no pushovers, especially after beating the Nets, which was a pretty tough series for them, given that they only had to truly defend Kevin Durant, and everyone else was just a wash. Just hopefully you just don't make a bucket. But I think they'll double down this time against the Hawks. Hopefully it's not a 5-game series. I hope the Hawks still take this one. I love these stories where the underdog just shows up in the playoffs and makes noise. Hopefully that's what happens for the Atlanta Hawks. Anyway, that's all I got for today's video. I know I'm wearing the Steelers tank. I'm even wearing the shorts, but it's just a little too hot today, so I needed a tank, and this one was already out. Why not just wear it? Anyway, hope you guys like the video. Subscribe if you like for more videos like this one, and like always, just comment what you guys think about this video. Maybe you have some opposing views. Maybe you'd like to see Rondo play a little bit more, maybe be a little bit more aggressive. I have a lot to say to that. Anyway, I hope you all have a good night. This is gonna be a little break for me. I'll see you guys back on Monday, hopefully with some good news on the Saturday night's game in Staples Center. Highly doubt I'll make it, but things might happen. Who knows? But like I said, that's all I got to say for today's video. Thank you for listening. I'm out.